Good evening, everyone. Welcome to GradeUp's MBA Prep channel. When we talk about MBA preparation in India, right? Whenever people start preparing for CAT, right? The first exam that comes to their mind is CAT, and the first institutes that come to their minds are IIMs, right? So, people are obsessed with the IIM tag, right? They say that they want to go for that IIM tag, right? And preferably A, B, and C. Yeah, no doubt they are among the top three B schools in the country. But when you look at other IIMs, right? A, B, C, L, if you exclude L also, there are certain B schools that are definitely better than other IIMs, right? So today we are going to talk about those B schools which you can target apart from if you are not obsessed with the IIM tag. There are certain people who ask that like is this IIM better than that institute and all, right? So we will discuss about those institutes which are non-IIMs and are equally good or better than most of the IIMs, right? Definitely these are better than most of the IIMs, old IIMs, and like some of the old IIMs as well as all the new IIMs, right? So we'll discuss about these B schools that you could target, right? Apart from these, right? If we talk about what are the institutes that come to your mind, so if I were to ask you what are the top five non-IIM institutes that you would rate. What are the top five non-IIM institutes? Like if I ask you this question, what are the top five B schools apart from IIMs? What are the institutes that come to your mind? So let me check. These are subjective things, right? These are subjective things. Like some of the institutes might be ranked higher or lower, but yes, we'll talk about the top five which are uh, like preferred by all, right? Okay, so Himanshu is saying Mica. Yes, Mica is a good institute, but definitely not in the top five, right? Yes, FMS is of course, right? FMS, SIBM, IIFT Delhi, okay, JB. Okay, so you have named uh, some of these institutes, right? What else? X.L.R.I. Yes. So these are some of the institutes that everyone talks about, right? See, okay, MDI, ISB. Okay, ISB. Now we are going to talk about the 2 year programs, right? The ones have those 2 years full-time MB, right? ISB has, right? That are one, right? Okay. We'll talk about the institutes that have full 2 year program. Okay. Yeah, so we'll pick some of these as the top five and rest we can call it as the rest. Okay, so like top five, I'll talk about my top five, right? And then also tell about some other good B schools. So you should not be only obsessed with IM tag, and we will see that how to get into these B schools, CAT or non-CAT, and if CAT, like what are the specialty to get into these B schools. Okay. All right. To announce that we have this flat 50% off offer on GradeUp Super subscription, you can use the code HOPE50 and get 50% discount on our courses. And these are the courses that we are launching, right? We are launching a third batch for CAT 2021 Score 99. And we have launched one special batch for NMAT because NMAT is going to be the first examination of this season. Okay, launching another batch for CAT 22, a batch for SNAP as well. So if you're targeting non-IIM institutes, right, or non-CAT examinations to say, so we are having courses for that as well. Okay. All right. So first in the list, no doubt comes FMS Delhi, right? The reasons being, so people think that it is just the fees, right? Most of the people, like whenever, like even whenever, like sometimes we don't feel good when someone tells us that you study in a B school that has so less fees, right? So when I studied in FMS, the fees was just 20,000 for 2 years, right? You can imagine 20,000 for 2 years, and you would be surprised that the first installment which I paid was by cash, right? I had cash, so I just paid by cash. I didn't do any net banking or kind of thing, right? So I mean that was the fees. Now the fees has increased, but still it is less than 2 lakhs, right? So still, but fees is not the only thing, right? So let me clear the misconception that fees is not the only thing. Other things are location, right? You can see that located in Delhi, right? DU campus, right? So located in Delhi means you have access to all NCR companies, right? Where are the companies in NCR located? So you have Gurgaon, Delhi, and Noida. So most of the companies of NCR, easy access. Okay. Then old institute 1954, established more before IIMs, right? The first IIM was established in 1960. IIM Calcutta was established in 1960. So it was there even before the IIMs, right? So a rich history, right? Great alumni base. So all these things make this institute special. It is not just the fees. Okay. Yes, fees is a very big factor for this institute, right? Because you do not have to take loan, right? Or like even if someone comes from lower middle class family, maybe for that living expenses they might take loan, but not for studies, right? Definitely like 2 lakhs is nothing, right? And it was established in 1954, so more than 65 years of legacy. So these are the courses. I mean, that is the flagship course. You do the MBA full time for 2 years, right? Now these are other courses, right? But see, most of the aspirants, I mean, all of you must be targeting the full time, right? These are executive and doctoral programs, and the admission is through CAT. Okay, the fees is just 1.92 lakhs, 48,000 per semester. Still, like some institutes have 15 to 20 lakhs, much cheaper than that. Plus, I would say living expenses for 2 years, that would be somewhere around 4 to 5 lakhs, depending on how you live, right? So you can live in like 3 lakhs also, like if you live very like in some PG or something, but generally it is 4 to 5 lakhs is living expenses because you do not have hostels there, right? So there are only few seats for hostels and a lot of restrictions in that. Okay, so most of the people will, right, like will live, so you can say 6 to 7 lakhs is the thing that you are done and dusted with, right? So if you talk about this, it pays 60% weight to CAT, right? So one is that, right, 60% weight to CAT, that means that you have a good chance if you have great CAT score, right? 60% CAT plus 30% GDPI, okay, and 10% ACATS. So that is hardly, right? ACATS is not much. People think that they've included ACATS, but 10% is not much. You can cover in this, you can cover in this, right? You can get a great score and get into this institute, right? So probably the best institute, non-IIM institute, right? JRF and NET, Junior Research Fellow, right? NET is for National Eligibility Test. These are for teachers. I mean, those who want to go into the field of teaching after pursuing like PhD, so they get through this program. Okay, so good weight of CAT. So something that you can target by scoring high in CAT. Okay. Now, second institute that should come to your mind is X.L.R.I Jamshedpur, right? Again, a very old B school, right? Older than FMS as well, 1949. So over 70 years of rich heritage, right? So you can see that an old institute. Okay, and I mean it has these courses. The main ones are these two, right? People generally go for business management. The cutoff is 97 plus percentile. Okay, and for this this HRM, right? These are the two main courses that they have. HRM, the cutoff is around 95 plus percentile. Okay, right? So these are the two top courses, the best in the country for HR. If someone wants to pursue MBA in HR management, then there is no institute. I mean, yes, TIS is there. TIS is equally comparable, right? But the best I would say is definitely Excel, right? And if you see the top HR professionals of different organizations in India, you will see most of them are from Excel. Okay, so BM is also very good, right? Of this institute, it is. I mean, people call it for HR because best for HR, but BM is also a great one. So I mean, uh, like proximity to industries, so you get good placements here as well. Okay, and admission is through XAT. Okay, so XAT is like something that you have to crack. So different examination, it's altogether a different game that you have to appear in XAT, and XAT is considered as the most difficult examination in India, the most difficult MBA examination. It is more difficult than CAT, right? So if you're targeting this institute, you will have to take XAT and score well in it, right? So in case you look this as a prospectus institute, a good thing, it does not consider your past academics and other things, right? It XAT score is the highest weightage, and then plus interviews, right? Of course, interviews are important in all institutes, so it does not pay. It is merit based, okay, entirely merit based examination. Okay, so that is some institute, that is why people like this institute, is this is merit based, no bias against students. Okay, so if you are good, you can get into it. Okay, so all, if you are great at cracking examinations, good in interviews, you will crack it. They don't ask for ACADS and all those things. Okay, all right, next comes IIFT. Again, IIFT I would say is a merit based examination. It does not consider other stuff. No, this, okay, this time they have started considering, right? So the game has changed altogether. Yeah, but IIFT also, it's a very good institute, and like close to 60 years of legacy. Again, location Delhi, right? That gives an additional advantage. Plus, it is like institute of foreign trade, right? So trade companies come there, right? So you get like overseas job offers as well, right? A good number of overseas job offers. Okay, so that is one good thing about IIFT, right? A good number of people get placed overseas as well. Okay, these companies pay high, right? So MBA in international business is their flagship program. Okay, and for that you have to appear in IIFT. So IIFT is again difficult examination. So good institutes you can get through difficult examinations, right? So FMS you get through CAT, right? Difficult examination, difficult to crack, right? Then X.L.R.I through XAT, right? Even more difficult. And IIFT is also, I mean, they have their examination called IIFT, that is also difficult, right? So these are the top 3 difficult examinations, right? So in order to get into this, you have to clear all these. Okay. Now, next institute that I would rate is SPJIMR. Now, this is something that I mean, a difficult institute to get into. Why? Because it gives focus on your profile based thing, right? It is profile based. Okay, so that is disadvantage. In the other 3 institutes that we talked about, it is merit based. If you score high in the examination, they won't consider what you have done in the past. I mean, all of those things, those are secondary. They do not mention it, they will count everything for that, right? But SPJIMR is profile based. Even if you have 90 percentile in CAT, you can get into SPJIMR. Even if you have 99.9, you cannot get into SPJIMR, right? So it is entirely profile based institute, right? So it considers your extracurricular achievements, right? Your positions of responsibility, right? And all those other things, right? If you have some stellar profile, so then you can get into this institute. So that's why, I mean, yes, they have a different criteria, right? They want some diverse people and people with some other extracurricular achievements. So yes, they have their own criteria. So again, a very good institute, right? From non-IIMs, if you do not get into IIMs, if you do not get a very great CAT score. Now, who should target SPJIMR is if you have some very stellar profile. Suppose you were some state level player of some sport, or you were some dancer, or you know some martial art, or you have done some sort of like project abroad, right? Or you have done some research, you have published some journal, right? So all those sorts of achievements if you have, and if you are able to get a decent CAT score, not I'm saying that you should not be targeting 9, you should be getting 99.99, right? Even if you have like somewhere 90 plus, you can get into this institute, right? So this is the structure, right? So PGDM is the flagship program, right? Admission through, it takes through CAT and ZAT both, right? So it can accept CAT score as well, ZAT score as well, right? So in case you do not do well in CAT, you do good in ZAT, you can still get into it, right? And fees again 16.25 lakhs. So the general fees that you get, right, 15 to 20 lakhs category. Okay. The fifth B school that I would rate number 5 is Jamnalal Bajaj, JBIMS, right? The dream B school, right? I mean, for people of Maharashtra, it is the dream B school, right? For non-Maharashtra candidates, it is very, very difficult to get into, right? So it has 120 seats, right? Out of which only 18 are for outside Maharashtra state. Okay. Now, location is the biggest factor. Located in Mumbai. So if something located in Mumbai, easy access to all the companies over there, right? So location plus old institute 1965, right? More than 50 years of legacy. And it is popularly known as CEO Factory of India. A lot of CEOs in India are from this institute, right? So a lot of top corporates have come out from this institute. So that is why called this, right? So that is why, I mean, a good institute located in Mumbai. So location is a big factor, right? Location is definitely a big factor while considering a B school. Let us say you have to consider some B school versus other, right? Other things remaining same, that age of the institute and other things are same. So if it is located in a metro city, that will definitely be a better institute. Okay. All right. So now admission in this thing, right? Admission in JBIMS is through several examinations, not through one examination. It is through Maharashtra CET, CMAT, MAT, and CAT, right? Now see, CAT, through CAT, you need to be very high scorer, right? CAT, you need to have 99.99. But what happens is generally these people will be going to IIMs or FMS, right? No one at 99.99 would go to JB, right? I'm not saying that JB is not a good institute, but they would get, like, most of them would get IIMs, ABC, or some of would get FMS, right? Or this, I mean, this or this they will get, because if someone is getting 99.99, then definitely FMS is for sure, right? 99.95 plus FMS almost certain, right? So they will get FMS or IIM. So if they have some decent, I mean, okayish profile, okayish interviews, they will get into IIMs. Not great profile, they will get FMS. Okay. So they are out of picture, right? So generally you don't, although it accepts CAT also, but generally you do not get, right? And then you have 18 seats all India. So Maharashtra CET and all these, you can say 99.99 percentile in all these are required, right? So I have, I mean, there may be other people also, right? I have cracked Maharashtra CET with All India rank 2. I have cracked CMAT with All India rank 5. I have scored 99.99 percentile in MAT also. So I could have got into JB through all the 3 examinations. Okay. So 3 different examinations, right? So 3 ways to enter, but you have to be at the top in order to get into these examinations. I mean, it is very difficult to get into JB for non-Maharashtra candidates. Okay. So it is easy to get into IIMs, but very difficult to get into JB for non-Maharashtra, because in CET you have to get into top 6, I mean top 10, because some of them will be Maharashtrians also. So 99.99 percentile, right? CMAT also you have to be in the top 5 or 6, right? And MAT also, if you appear for MAT, you need to score 99.99 percentile, right? So those are the ways that you can get into JB, and you have to be in the top. So for non-Maharashtrian, it is very, very difficult, right? It is like, I would say that the most difficult institute to get into in India for non-Maharashtra candidates is JBIMS, right? But yes, for Maharashtra candidates, you have more seats, but still the competition is difficult, right? And again, good thing, low fees, just 6 lakh fees, right? So again, a good thing in favor. So I would say JB also a good institute, right? So these institutes I would rate as top 5 non-IIM institutes. Okay. Now some other institutes, right, which are not in the top 5. I mean, as per my ranking, right, the rankings could change, right? So there are like some institutes, they give ranking and all, right? So other top B schools, if I talk about, right, if you call about top 10, right? So MDI Gurgaon is like, you can call it like MDI Gurgaon. People would rate MDI Gurgaon over JB, but I would say JB because of Mumbai factor plus old institute. Okay, then you have NITI Mumbai, again location Mumbai. This is great for MDI is through CAT, right? High score in CAT, right? If you got very high score in CAT, you get into NITI, this MDI. Next, you could target NITI again through CAT. Okay, one good thing about NITI is that it is the best institute for operation management, right? If you are targeting to pursue MBA in operations management, that is the best institute in the country. And another thing to cheer about is that engineers only. Okay, so most of the people are engineers. So engineers are only permitted into NITI. So one another interesting fact about NITI is that, right? And then NMMS Mumbai through NMAT, right? Again, location Mumbai. That is why great institute, 40-year-old institute. Okay, good institute. SIBM Pune, again a decent institute, right? Through SNAP. TIS Mumbai through TISNET. Okay, so different examinations you can. So that is why, I mean, these all these different examinations, these cater to the top institutes. So these are the top institutes from for which I would say that you can target apart from non-IIMs, right? So if you are looking, if you feel that IIMs you cannot get into, these are definitely some of the institutes that you can get into, and an MBA from these institutes is equally good, right? And these have recognition. Okay. So these have good recognition. If you are from MDI Gurgaon, yeah, you will be recognized in the corporate world, right? If you are from NMIMS, NITI, TES, right, or like Excel, all these institutes have a very good recognition among corporates, right? So you should not feel that only IIMs is the only thing, right? In case you do not get into the IIMs, yes, you should try to get into the IIMs, try to get the tag. But in case you do not get it, then definitely these are other good institutes, definitely better than many of the IIMs. Okay, if you talk about new IIMs, these are all better than new IIMs. And if you talk about old IIMs, so if you say, if you talk about ABC, yes, ABC are a separate league. Then L will be equal to FMS, equivalent to X.L.R.I, right? I would rate them all them equal, right? Then if you had to choose between K, SPJIMR, right, that will be almost equal, right? And then if you talk about JB, right, so JB would be below them, right? So that would be the probable ranking. So better than JB will be better than IIM Indore. Okay, so that is, these are some of the rankings of top B schools. So you should know that what are the other options that you have, right? There are some people, they are rigid about only IIMs, right? Not everyone can get into IIMs, right? There and many of them have certain criteria like some other like academics and all those things. So these are some institutes that you can definitely target through CAT and other MBA examinations. Okay. So if you are preparing for MBA examinations and wish to enroll with us, right, you can enroll by using this code HOPE50. You will get a 50% discount on Grade Up Super subscription. And these are currently the courses that we have. For CAT, we have for CAT 2021 as well as 2022. So we are launching a new batch also for CAT 21 as well as, so we are launching this third batch. Right, third batch we are launching, and for this also we are launching the second batch, CAT 2022. So if you are preparing for CAT, we have this. So we are launching a batch for NMAT plus also for SNAP, right? So all you need to do is get a Grade Up Super subscription, right? And through that you get access to all the courses that we have on our platform. Okay, and I'm sure you must have seen our faculties. Right, these are our faculty members. These are the ones who have scored over 99.9 percentile consistently in their respective sections, right? And they have years of teaching experience, and I'm sure you must have seen them on YouTube and GradeUp's app. So these are the ones that would be teaching you in this in these courses. Okay. All right. So if you found value in this video, please do like the video. and to let us know in comments that what help you need from us regarding your preparation. Okay. CMAT level is quite low, right? CMAT is an easy examination, okay, but the cutoffs are high, right? So people generally score very high in CMAT, right? You can check CMAT past year papers that are available even on GradeUp's platform. You will get those papers. You can check those and get the idea of the level, right? CMAT is generally an easy examination, okay. All right, so thank you for watching this video. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.